ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to take a few minutes to share with you some of our efforts we have done in restructuring our water services industry, in the hope that some of these may be useful for reference. More than a decade ago, Malaysia began its journey towards the restructuring of its water services industry due to the pressing need for long-term sustainable water solutions. The Malaysian water services industry, like those of many developing countries, was suffering from rising costs with unsustainable water tariffs and, of course, poor services. The industry was largely state-run, fragmented and unsustainable, operating as losing concerns, requiring huge capital infrastructure, and plagued with high non-revenue water rate. The reform started in 2005 with the Malaysian Parliament consenting to transfer matters pertaining to the water supply services to the federal government via amendments to the Federal Constitution and enforcing the Water Services Industry Act and Water Services Commission Act in 2008 and 2007. The concept of reform introduced was based on asset-light model, and under this model, the liabilities of the water operators are taken over by the Water Asset Management Company, which is fully owned by the federal government. In return, the state governments will transfer their water assets to the Water Asset Company for a period of 30 to 45 years, and the states will then have to pay lease rental to the company. The asset transfer tenure is crucial as it determines the annual amount of lease rental payable to the asset company and reflects the tariffs to be paid by the consumers. Currently, 6 out of 12 states in Peninsular Malaysia, i.e. Malacca, Negeri Sembilan, Johor, Perlis, Penang, and Perak, have restructured their water industry and subscribed to the reform scheme. The biggest challenge is to strike a balance between sustainability of the water operators and imposing reasonable water tariffs to the consumers. With some states having huge liabilities, the balancing act needs other financial consideration, and we at the federal level have to find ways to assist states in achieving that balance. Going into the 10th year of transforming our water industry, we are now, of course, enjoying the fruits of the reform. We have seen an improved performance, especially for states that have restructured their water services industry. This has come in a form of reduction in non-revenue water, increased income of water operators, improvements in efficiency and reliability of water supply services. These achievements can be attributed to licensing initiative where water operators are required to achieve certain standards and key performance indicators set by the regulator called the National Water Services Commission. With all these shifts in the water industry, we must be very clear that initiatives will only be successful if coupled, of course, with the right skilled manpower within the industry. Hence, and besides capacity building and the promotion of science and technology in the industry, key success factors in reforming the water services industry include sufficient capital allocation and strong political will, especially when water industry restructuring exercise in Malaysia or elsewhere involves both the federal and the state governments. Of course, we still have a long way to go in the reform journey. Achieving full cost recovery and capital expansion is still our biggest challenges. However, we believe that given the right time and strategies, we are positive that the goals of the reform can be attained. In closing, I would just like to stress from our experiences that handling the political economy of water services industry is crucial, whether it is within a nation or with neighboring nations. It is not just resource economics or science and technology or good governance or adequate laws and regulations or, for that matter, issue of the environment. It requires complete treatment, ecosystem treatment, and of course careful handling of the dynamics nexus of systems involving natural resources, science and technology, economics, and politics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.